welcome back to the Perico Pit Box for the first time since Las Vegas. We're back here with some post-race coverage. Pleasure to be here with you guys here. Myself, Caleb Vieska, Xander Clements, David Land, bringing you guys all the action for the first two rounds of the Skusa Winter Series. Fellas, we were here a month and a half ago for the opening weekend of the Skusa Winter Series. We're back here, rounds 3 and 4. Round 3, done and dusted here today. Let's talk a little bit about the day here. Dave, we'll start with you. You were down trackside on pit lane. I know it was hectic for sure with tire changes, and I know you were kind of keeping an eye on everything that was changing and kind of flowing throughout the weekend. Tell me about the weekend. Tell me about today to kind of start things off, right? Today was as hectic, I think, as it gets, and as high stakes as it gets as well.
Yeah, these are the fun days. You know, we describe my position when I work these events as pit reporter. I actually got to do pit reporting today, right? Like so many changes with the conditions. We weren't sure exactly when the rain was going to hit, when were the right times to put on slick tires versus scuffs versus new wets. So anytime you get to kind of like have that uncertainty, that's what's exciting. That's what's a lot of fun. And this was a day of uncertainty. And when you have that in racing, I think that's just a recipe for a lot of fun. And we saw some incredible stuff today. I think my highlight for sure was Billy Musgrave and that charge. I mean, you guys didn't believe it. I wish I would have been on the air, because the minute he got to fourth, I'm like, he's going to get up there. He's going to make it. You guys were like, nah, he's not going to do anything. Come on, guys. It's Billy Musgrave.
And I tell you what as well, David Land and Billy Musgrave, two old guys, two peas in a pod, it seems
yeah,
like.
He's rooting for the young squad to get up there. But Morgatto's getting up there, too. He wanted to correct me for sure about his age. He's still only 22, so he's got plenty of years left. But, yeah, I think the reason why we didn't believe it is at first the times didn't tell that story, right? He was a little bit faster, but nowhere near once he finally got clear racetrack. And I think more than anything else, like he said in his interview, once he felt comfortable enough to push the tires to the limits, and probably once he got enough confidence to believe in himself that he could get all the way up there. Because when you get to fourth in a race like that, where you see the top three are spread out and the leader is 6 seconds up the road from you at the halfway point, you don't think that you're going to be able to get there. So, yeah, that was, hey, credit to you if you thought it was going to happen, because you're right. I didn't think he was going to get anywhere remotely close. Even with 5 laps to go, it looked like it was going to be a long shot, and then here we are coming to the 2 to go sign, and he's on his bumper. That was a cool treat to end the day for a race that was pretty spread out and honestly just a dominant run until that point.
Well, fellas, I'm not going to be with you guys for the entirety of this show. We have podiums as well that are getting ready to go underway here just after the Perico Pit Box. But have to ask, right? Race of the day, do we have one? Who are some of our biggest winners? And I know, David, you talked a little about Billy Musgrave, but is there any other race that kind of kept you at the edge of your seat today?
Man, I think I thought that the Vanchev performance was incredible, right? I thought that the fact that, you know, not only could he to sweep both senior categories, I thought that was a highlight, and something that, you know, when you guys are talking about names like Connor Zilic, I think we really need to kind of place that where it belongs, which is a very, very high amount of praise, a very high achievement, and something that I'm sure we're going to get to talk to him here in a couple of seconds, but something that I think is a notable aspect of today's race. I would say that.
I agree. I mean, we were listing it out. I was trying to make sure I was right on my stats, and I don't know 100% when you go back beyond Connor, because I think when you go beyond Connor's run, we hadn't seen anyone in their first run, being a true rookie at 15 or 16 years old, have that kind of run all the way till the beginning of Ryan Norberg's debut and Braden Eves' debut and Brandon Jarskrak's debut on the Pro Tour and U.S. Pro Kart Series at that time. That was kind of the last class, and then they were, you know, fending off, if you will, every new generation to that point. Connor came through, Jeremy Fletcher came through, and Alex, of course, is going to join us on the other side of this break, and now he joins some very elite company to have a double win like that and a win this early. Performances in all 3 of his opening weekends in the class thus far. So it's an exclusive group, a very cool group to be part of. It helps that Connor and Jeremy are setting the world on fire. Right. Jeremy off the MX5 Cup title. Connor's racing tomorrow afternoon. We're hoping we might be able to get to see it at some point at the end of the day. So
I've never prayed for rain so much in the Daytona 500.
So it should be cool. But, yeah, that's up there for me. And I think, honestly, I was waiting for at one point or another, you know, the track to get to that intermediate level point, and it never really came in the mains. And you just kind of saw one driver be able to be a little bit better than everybody else across all 8 classes. The same in KA Master, the same in Mini at the very end. That was probably one of the closer races throughout the day. And, yeah, you go through the first 5 mains, you have only 3 winners because both guys doubled up. So
Yeah, very well said. And again, these guys gave a lot of kudos to Alexander Vanchev. Luckily for you guys at home, you guys will be hearing from him, and a little less from me as well on the other side of this break.
You know, I'm really starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my god.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopBakeAir.com. At ShopBakeAir.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopBakeAir.com.
Who is he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
Are you stuck with your kart racing? Not sure the ideal kart setup? Or going to a track for the first time? Well, Kart Class has the answers for you. Our online portal has a wealth of experience and knowledge to help your kart racing. From kart setup advice to track guides that are targeted specifically to your circuit, or the driver coaching aspects with mindset, racecraft and driving techniques. If you want to take your karting to the next level, visit us at kartclass.com.
The 2026 Cup Kart South Series, February 20th through 22nd at Finish Line Karting. March 20th through 22nd at Daytona International Speedway. April 24th through 26th at Music City Karting. And May 29th through 31st at Bushnell Motorsports Park.
Let's go race.
Come on, man.
Welcome back, everyone. I've got someone that's, well, a little bit more talented than the person that was sitting to my left behind the wheel, sitting here now. Alexander Vanchev. Alex, first of all, now that you've gotten a little bit of time for everything to kind of set in, we're obviously waiting for podiums where it'll feel maybe a little more real. You'll have all the boys in the blue RPG shirts cheering you on. But talk to me about what today has felt like from your eyes. I'm sure you couldn't even really celebrate too much of that KA race because the X31 was coming up so quick.
Yeah, so starting the day in warm-up, good results. The track was obviously wet. It was the first time we've seen that this weekend. We had a good quali in both classes. I think a pair of fours. I got fourth in both classes. Pre-final, I knew I just had to keep my head on for the rest of the day and just get some solid results, even with the bizarre conditions that the weather threw at us.
Yeah, what was it like? I mean, how were any sessions at all remotely similar for you?
Yeah, definitely not. I'd actually say no laps were specifically similar. Every lap was changing. It was especially being hard, the first one in the pack, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what the track would do, and I think that there was a very big curveball that was being thrown at me.
The ability to have that kind of adaptability, I mean, just kind of talk about why that fit your driving style so well.
Yeah, I've always been strong in the rain. I think that it just suits my driving style. I was able to kind of read the track, and I was able to decide what I need to do, manage my gaps, and figure out what lines and what driving techniques were working and which ones weren't.
I'm sure it helps a little bit being from Florida. I've spent enough years living down there. They have a lot more days like this than the rest of the country, where it's back and forth and back and forth. Growing up, you know, how early on were you like, man, it just feels almost natural, or was it a learned skill of going out on purpose to try and learn how to drive in the rain?
Yeah, so growing up in Miami, I went to Homestead a lot of times when it was raining. Even when it started, I didn't know much at all about rain racing, but I had sort of an instinct of knowing what to do, knowing what type of lines to take, things like that. And then come my first rain race, I was able to get my first win in the rain ever in a local race in Homestead, and I guess it just projected onward here.
Well, talk to me about as well what it was like on track. You know, we were able to see the last couple of passes that you made. First, tell me what it felt like to see Diego Ramos look over and wave you on by, because that's not something you're used to probably seeing in junior at all.
Yeah, I know Diego's a very experienced driver. He knows what he's doing. I think he saw that Oliver had a little bit more pace than him, and I think that he thought I could catch him. And yeah, because of that moment, I was able to get a clear path to Hodgson, and I was able to track him down and then just check out from there.
But how did it feel? I mean, for a guy like that to, you know, show you respect.
Yeah, it definitely feels good. I mean, unlike anything I've ever seen before, it feels nice to be noticed, you know, coming into seniors, one of my first races in senior. Yeah, it's just something you don't see in junior very often with drivers with that much experience, reading the situation and assessing what's the best plan for them.
You've been around for a while. I mean, these are names that you've seen competing at this class, at this level for so long. Just kind of talk about the ability to be able to race against them now and now beat them.
Yeah, ever since I started growing up in karting, I would watch Kart Chaser broadcasts and just see all the senior drivers. They were really, really good drivers. And then even in junior, I had the itch to race against some of those older folks with more experience. And yeah, it just felt amazing to beat them this weekend.
We were talking about some of the names that have achieved what you have achieved. Connor Zilic, Jeremy Fletcher. Your name joins that to sweep both senior categories to win in your rookie start in X30, or one of your rookie starts in X30. So just kind of describe, I mean, maybe even put that into perspective that your name now exists with those names.
Yeah, for sure. As I look beyond the horizon of karting, I want to kind of get my career up and rolling, going into cars, and it definitely feels assured to have drivers like that, you know, that you can relate with in this statistic. Just going into the future gives me more confidence going into cars.
Well, you say you want to go into cars. I mean, what's the end goal? Where do you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
I'd really like to be in open wheel racing. I mean, of course, F1's the big dream for everyone, but IndyCar, you know, Super Formula, all of those are really good options for myself. I'm going to begin the year with testing in F4, and yeah, just progress from there and see what the future holds for me.
This is always an interesting question I love asking drivers. Where did your love of racing start? What was the first moment where you realized, this is what I want to do for my career?
Yeah, so it's not really the best look, but I started watching Drive to Survive on Netflix, and I got, my dad put it on for me one day, and I just, I fell in love with it. I watched the entire show in maybe 2 days, something like that. And then, yeah, I went for my first ever track day at Homestead. I decided it was something I wanted to do. My parents didn't really like it. It was very expensive and dangerous, but yeah, they believed in me, and they were able to get me where I am today, and hopefully to many more places.
Well, don't listen to us old guys. We're the ones that hate Drive to Survive. You young guys, I mean, you guys are going to talk about that for 20, 30 years, about how important that was. You mentioned your parents didn't like this. Kind of talk about that a little bit, because I find that pretty fascinating, because a lot of times it's the parents that are the ones kind of pushing to make this sort of thing happen, but it sounds like this was really a you initiative.
Yeah, so my parents, they don't have racing background. My mom has a little bit with her career, but my dad never raced. My mom never raced go-karts. They were never in the, sector. But yeah, starting off of the first day, even when the costs were extremely low compared to what they are now, they didn't like it very much. You know, they hoped I've chosen something like basketball or something where the costs are much lower. But yeah, they were able to support me, and I'm really, really grateful for that because I know that I'm very, very lucky for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Not to interrupt on that either way, but your dad, Lachazar, he's posting every single clip. I'm sure he's going to go back and post a whole lot of this here. But you should be proud. I mean, I can't imagine it's sunk in all that much. But what you did today is super special. What your first 3 weekends, even for Dave over here, because we don't get to have him much, he's been here for all 3 of your senior starts. You lead laps at Vegas. You're the fastest kart on track, more sessions than not, it felt like, at the opening weekend. And then here, first time running double duty in both, and you win both. So I guess first, putting all that in perspective, I think every kid coming up thinks, oh, yeah, I'm going to go and do that. But how many kids have you raced against, seen go up into senior and struggle? So realistically, if you're honest, did you think that was going to be possible to have that kind of success this early?
Yeah, just coming from Vegas, I saw that the growth was exponential. You know, starting in November, that was my first senior start. Racing against the big names, but of course Vegas is a little bit of an odd factor. So coming here, I learned some different things, just aggression levels, patience, stuff like that. I've seen other drivers. I was able to kind of evaluate what they've done. Some of my peers in junior that I've raced against, what they've done and what they struggled with and what I could have done better, and I was able to apply that coming into this weekend. I mean, watching a lot of the Kart Chaser broadcasts, especially of this track, beforehand, I think it really helped me, gave me an edge. For example, road tax, lots of the lines they were I took into effect on Wednesday, Thursday practice, and I was able to just be one of the fastest karts on track, and I think it translated into today.
That's a pretty good endorsement, Sander.
It's a testament to hard work, right? I mean, that's what the best athletes do in any sport is, you know, talent gets you so far, but studying every bit of game tape and footage that you can, you know, is huge. And again, like you said, right, the biggest difference from junior to senior is the fact there's so many guys that are really consistent because they've been doing it for so long and they're so comfortable on the package that it's tactical moves. And you didn't really probably experience as much of that because the rain spreads the pace out, but I'm sure, like you said, watching some of those races, watching back your first couple races in senior and the races in junior, comparing that it's one miscue that probably in the moment you didn't think was a miscue, and if a couple other dominoes fell the right way, it wouldn't be. But that's the deciding factor of like 8th to 4th sometimes in those races. So as we wrap up with you, what would you say has been your biggest lesson or biggest difference in how you're feeling now another day in when you look to tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, all the guys at RPG after every session, whether it's good or bad, they come with feedback, sometimes mad at me, but I think it really helps. It helps me grow, and yeah, I'm really thankful for that especially. I think that's the biggest thing in my growth, having a team of such great drivers behind you, great drivers, great people, very talented people, and yeah.
Well, Alex, thank you for joining. Everybody on the other side of this break, it'll continue. We'll get to talk to some more of the superstars. We'll be seeing you in a little bit up on the big stage behind us for podiums, but thanks for joining us, Alex.
Thank you.
That's right. We'll be right back here with more post-race coverage here presented by Perico from round number 3 of the Skusa Winter Series for myself and David. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Welcome back, everybody. One winner to another. Mateus Morgatto now joins the show. Mateus, first, congrats on the win today. You mentioned in your interview talking with Dave, you didn't expect the pace to not be there. Then it wasn't there, but you probably still thought you were home free to what, about maybe 3 or 4 laps to go? You take that look over the shoulder, and then all of a sudden, there's Billy.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. I mean, I messed up with the tire pressure, so from lap 4, lap 5, I started struggling a bit. I saw Billy was coming every time, every lap. I was seeing him across the track. I was seeing he was faster. I know it's a long race, so I expected him to be close to me towards the end, but not that close. And when I look back 3 laps to go, I saw he was super close. But I was like, I did all race first. I cannot lose on the last lap. So yeah, had to play my cards a bit hard on him, but was a good race with a lot of respect from his side as well. So grateful to race people like these, you know, that have respect and race good.
Yeah, I mean, you gave him a little applause after the line. I'm sure, of course, you wouldn't have been maybe as happy had the race gone a different way. And this is, of course, just the main event highlights, too. I mean, I don't know. Were you able to even look back at what happened in the pre-final? And I guess equally talking about the start here, did you kind of know that you were going to be out, I wouldn't say outgunned, but starting at a disadvantage on that inside lane?
In the first race, Billy had a bad start already, so I expected. It was raining. The track was a bit not too good as before, so I didn't think it was a bad start, but then I had so much wheel spin and suffered a bit. But I could get Jay back super fast, so that was good.
Yeah, you definitely made quick work of it coming out of turn 6. But a lot of these highlights, of course, they aren't about you because you were so far and away. And even for us, you know, we were talking right before you came over here. Caleb and I weren't sure he was going to get to you. David said he believed the whole time, so he was actually rooting against you. I'm going to let Dave do the next one.
Rooting is a strong word. Come on, that's my journalistic integrity in question there. But I mean, that was a spectacular run by Billy. But you know, I kind of want to talk, Mateus, the fact that you didn't get rounds 1 and 2 and the opportunity to run this year here. I mean, did that change much of your perspective on this track this weekend?
No, I don't think so. I've driven here in the past, so nothing changes. Driven a different go-kart, so maybe a bit, but we have so many practices in Skusa, so that makes it a lot easier. Maybe if I arrived Friday, did 4 practices and went to the race, would change a bit, but with the amount of practice we had Wednesday, Thursday, was great to adapt myself and be fast.
So you're saying David was wrong for betting against you, right?
I mean, he was not wrong. Billy is a good driver. Jay is a good driver. Everyone in the grid is full of great drivers in the grid. So I think everyone could win this final. But I expected Billy to be close to me, but not that close in the final.
Well, that's probably a bit of a preview of Pro Tour, let's be honest. And that's something I know that we talked about on the broadcast as a goal of yours to get that one plate back on your go-kart. Just kind of talk about how important Pro Tour is kind of looking forward to you.
It's the biggest event in US, I think. It's a great race. Many good drivers racing. Many guys coming from outside of US to race that race. And winning the championship is one of the best things you can do in America. Not better than winning Supernets. I don't have a Supernets title, so yeah. But I hope I can do a good job in Pro Tour this year. but my main goal is Supernats. I need this to conclude my titles that I need.
Supernats is it's so interesting to think about this because the entire sport of American karting and even now international karting with how many huge names we see. I mean, we're sitting here in February and we're thinking about a race that takes place in November. I mean, talk about that mindset, why that goal is so important to every single one of these competitors.
I think it's the biggest race in the world, actually. Many people see that race even bigger than World Championship, you know. You just see by the numbers of people watching Kart Chaser stream last year and people watching the World Championship stream. I think Supernats is a title that everyone want to have, and it's not many people that have it. So it's my main goal. I have a World Championship, and obviously I want another one, but Supernats is one that I don't have. So I will be working really hard this year on myself and many things that I can improve as a driver to conquer this.
We'll kind of talk about that. Like, as you go through a Pro Tour or Winter Series, what does that do specifically for you as a driver that prepares you for that Supernats battle?
I mean, the more amount of time you have on track is better for a driver. So the most time you can spend on track, you just get better. There's no other secret. You don't need to go to the gym to be faster in a go-kart. You don't need to go run in the streets to be faster in a go-kart. You just need to drive. Every day that you can, you need to be in the go-kart driving. And that's what I've done last few years. For now, this year been a bit different, so suffered a bit in the beginning, but now starting to feel good again. I'm really happy with my performance, to be honest, this week. Didn't expect this, but yeah, it's good. I'll make sure I keep in shape now, driving every weekend that I can. And yeah, but I take back again, saying that it's very important to be in the go-kart to prepare yourself.
I mean, you've now had 2 good test runs, right? First in the dry at Orlando. I have to imagine with Velocity's home base there, with the engine dyno there, you guys were doing a lot more engine work as well to try and look and see if you could find some things. But this is weekend 3, and I think Alex and you probably would think the same about Vegas. You can only learn so much about, you know, what might work or what might not work on a go-kart in a totally different environment. How high do you feel the ceiling is of, you know, how many more bits of speed do you think you can extract out of the SOTY now having 2 weekends on it between now and the end of the year?
I think I have still a lot to improve with myself and the go-kart together. Right now, I don't think I'm taking 100% of the go-kart, of what the go-kart can deliver to me. I still have a lot to learn of the go-kart and learn how to drive it, you know. The package is good. They've proven everywhere they've been. They won every race they could have won. And that just makes me happier to know that I'm in a good package that can deliver good results. And that's one thing. I need to be more in the go-kart driving to take that 100%, 110% from the go-kart.
I mean, you mentioned it, I think, in our interview. You think this equipment is the best equipment on the grid. Explain why.
For me, their go-kart is great. SOTY did an excellent job with the KZ go-karts. When I say it's the best material in the grid, is because, as I say, wherever they go, they win. They got 1, 2, 3 in WSK last week. Everywhere you see them on top. There's not one race in the last 12 months that you don't see one SOTY driver in the podium. And like, that's everywhere. They won Supernats. We had 4 drivers in Supernats battling for the top 5 every time. And I think we just have things to improve during the year. And I think the team is growing every time more here and in America. So yeah, I think they're doing a great job.
If you could paint us a little bit of a picture, too, in detail, right, of where you feel you're not maybe yet at the point where you're able to extract the most out of the SOTY and trying to work on your driving or your approach at different racetracks compared to the last few years of learning, because all of your shifter experience has been on the Bureau Arts. So what are some differences, for example, from this weekend that you yourself were working on trying to get adapt, I guess, and be able to get the most out of?
It's a different driving style that you have to be to drive the SOTY. I mean, every chassis you drive is different driving style, and as you said, I've driven another go-kart in KZ for all my life. and it's something new for me. So I definitely can improve myself on braking and on believing that the go-kart will make the corner, because the go-kart have a crazy amount of grip that you can use it, and I'm still not 100% with that, you know. So yeah, gotta learn. Gotta start from zero and learning every time.
And I want to talk about this a little bit for you personally too. I mean, you have if you go back to your career trajectory from like 2020 to now, and you look at you seem to have gotten into the right seat at almost the right time at every single year. Your World Championship year, you go with Kart Republic. They were on fire with their motor program. The chassis program was phenomenal. Then you come over here to the States with Birol Art the next season, and after Marian was trying so hard to get the X30 to go, here you and Diego rock up, and you guys start instantly fighting at the front more weekends than not. And then in Shifter, that package, Marian had won on it. You come in, it's good. And now do you almost feel like, again, in your career, you've somehow managed to make these steps that just like an F1 driver would be jealous of, ending up in the right car at the right time?
He's the opposite of Fernando Alonso.
I mean, truly.
Yeah. I mean, every time I have to take a big decision like this, I always think about my performance. I need to be up front. I need to be battling for wins or podiums. With my historic, I cannot be battling in the back of the grid, you know. And we know this is a sport that is not required just of the driver. You need to be in a good material, and I think this decision to go to Saudi was one of the best decisions I could have done. You know, I think it's a very similar decision to what I had in 2022 when I won the World Championship, and I'm really, really happy with this decision, and I'm looking forward for the European season to start for me, because I think we have many good stuff to do there.
Yeah, what's the next few weeks for you looking like? Because you've got a busy schedule. You've got Brazilian sports car racing, European karting with a full schedule with the Saudi factory team, and then everything they can probably get you for over here when you don't want to take a weekend to go home.
I'll be honest, I don't know what's my schedule. I have my flight on Monday, and I go back home to Brazil, and then I don't know what I'm doing after. They just send me the flight and say, hey, that's the race. We're going here or there, you know. I mean, the only thing I control is not matching my dates in my calendar. But I don't know. If you ask me what I have in 2 weeks, I don't know.
I love that. That's a great mindset, honestly. I mean, don't look too far forward. Just get in the damn car and go fast. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I'm sure the jet lag is, well, it's easier, I guess, going down to Brazil and back and forth, but it's the Europe back and forth that's going to get tough over the summer for sure, especially with even more of that, it sounds like, in your schedule this year than the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, last few years I did a lot back and forth in Europe, so I'm kind of used to that. It's hard first 2 days, but I always try to arrive a bit earlier to adapt myself better. I don't think that will be an issue. For me, the issue is just staying inside the airplane. I don't like it.
No?
No. It's always 2 long flights. If it was like 2 hours flight, I'd take that, but it's always 9, 10 hours, so I can't stand that.
No? You're not one of those people that can just fall asleep on an airplane easy?
I can, but I get so bored. You know, every week on an airplane, it's like so boring.
That's so relatable. Man, that's so relatable.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well, I think it's something that, honestly, that probably isn't talked about enough. We talk about all the seat time that everybody has and how many hours you have driving a go-kart. To be honest, you probably have more hours in an airplane than you do actually in a go-kart if you track those last 6 years back, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So any last kind of thoughts, I guess? We'll get to see you on the podium, obviously, here in a little bit. But a day like today, is that exactly what you expected of, you know, a good result, maybe not the best pace, but good pace across the day, where you're, all right, this is kind of how I thought this weekend would go to get us ready for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I came with high expectation of winning. As I said, I knew the material was there. They're making a good job with the chassis and the engine program, so I know we had the stuff to win, and I just had to perform. And I think I'm performing. Every time I'm on track, I'm doing better, and this makes me feel good, you know? So really looking forward for tomorrow, a new day. Should be sun tomorrow. So we had a great pace in the sun, so let's see what tomorrow awaits us.
You don't want any more rain?
I want rain, but I don't like this condition, you know, like of the final. It's not rain, the track is dry and you're with wet tires. was always a bit hard for me. And I like either rains or it doesn't rain. Or if it is a condition like this, just throw us on slick tires. It's better for me.
Yeah, it was back and forth. Did you ask your mechanic at all? Say no, give me slicks.
No, I couldn't because I was P1 and I had to see what the others were making. But I thought about, actually before the race, I told Billy, I say, hey, you should go on slicks. And the guy almost won the race, you know.
Yeah, maybe that would have held him off. Maybe it would have made it tougher. I don't know. But either way, you're the winner. Congrats. We're happy to have you back. Happy to see you back. And we'll let you go and hang out with everybody before podium start. Appreciate the time, Mateus.
Thank you.
Mateus.
There you go, folks. More post-race coverage continues on the other side of this break. PSL Karting, the official leader of the Red Army and Burrell Arts North American distributor and official factory race team, housing a number of top names and top-level data analysis and driver coaching from cadet to full-size racing action across the United States and Canada. If you want to race or check out any online parts that you may need for your Burrell Art chassis, check us out online at pslkarting.com.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Perico Pit Box. And again, Xander waited until I walked away just to kind of beat up on me a little bit when Alex joined. Nonetheless, though, again, as you heard, well, for those of you at home haven't heard, I know you guys are sticking around. Podiums have been canceled tonight. A huge storm has kind of worked its way here to the Houston area and just over us. So, yeah, that's going to be canceled for those of you as well. I know that are here in the building. Podiums will be held tomorrow. We'll do the podiums for round 3 and 4 as well as the overall championships. But nonetheless, fellas, we're kind of getting... Like we've talked about it, right? The Winter Series being the preseason, but we see a lot of stories emerge. We talked about championships. Jay Irwin looking for his first stateside championship here this weekend, and I kind of alluded to it, and I talked a little bit about it as well during the broadcast, right? This has been this is a new year for Jay, right? Where he's the face of that PSL Burrell Art team here in North America with Mateus gone. He's a veteran. He's the lead guy, if you will, and in a sense, that's a lot of pressure, the pressure to win, if you will. And again, you go out there and lose, quote unquote, to Mateus in his first start here in the Winter Series. But talk about, first of all, Jay, to start off the year, it's been, I would say, successful. But what are your thoughts, especially for a young driver like that, feeling the pressure of leading one of the most successful teams in shifter in recent memory?
He's been cool, calm, and collected, really. I mean, every time I talk to him, he's got ice in his veins. And I know that's his personality, but I think that's why he's successful. And I think that's why he's having success being thrust into that leadership role, right? And I think that's why we're going to see a Jay Irwin championship tomorrow. It's because he is able to take that pressure, internalize it, and then take it out onto the racetrack and just be excellent. And that's what he's been able to do.
Yeah, he obviously is in a really safe spot to fight from, right? Realistically now, it's just Gavin Bailiff that can dethrone him, and he could clinch it by the time we get through the pre-finals. A couple classes are actually pretty similar with how consistent drivers have been in the first 3 rounds. So for Jay, tomorrow, go out, handle business, and as long as Gavin Bailiff doesn't pole it and win the pre-final or either or, he's pretty much secure. He's done his job in the first 3 rounds, and like you said, he's very calm and collected on camera. He's a very thoughtful and methodical kind of guy, but you could see it on him, especially as he kind of took a deep breath after Summer Nats last year, that the emotions weigh on him. It's a lot for a 17-year-old kid. We have to remind ourselves how young he is because we talk about him like he is a veteran, and he's been racing against guys twice his age for now 3 years ongoing and going head-to-head with them. But like you said, looking to Pro Tour, I think for him and probably for Gavin Bailiff, both of them are going back to the drawing board a little bit on maybe what they would normally do for a wet setup or equally wet driving, because they were not even at Mateus's level, who nobody could touch Billy. So I think Billy's put the whole field on notice for any other wet races we have on the year. Hopefully it's nothing as bad as the weather coming outside right now. You guys saw the radar as well on your screen. It's getting pretty gnarly here in Houston. It waited all day. We got at least the racing in, and we're set to be able to do it tomorrow, but who knows what the track will look like in the morning. I think equally I was curious how Morgatto and the Velocity Sodi boys would look. Like you said, it's a super strong package. It's been the package, like you said. They've won almost everywhere they've gone the last 2 years, and that factory is super involved. But to go out and to have the pace that he had on it this weekend, he wasn't really battle tested at Orlando. He was battle tested today, and he's still the same guy. So I think I'm excited to see them join all the guys that we've got coming the rest of the year for Pro Tour and Shifter, and then in Pro X30, like we kind of alluded to with Alex. Even he said it too. Not every junior standout has gone, or group of junior standouts that year that they move up into senior are able to truly light the world on fire. A lot of them come in thinking that they can, and then it doesn't end up being the case. But he's all of a sudden now put himself well in the conversation for any championship this year. Like he said, he's had his eyes on car racing for quite some bit, and he's putting up a heck of a resume to go that direction.
And again, speaking on Alexander Vanchev, and I'll touch on the Rawson Performance Group team as well. Another rookie that kind of comes to mind, I believe, was Carson Morgan. That year put it on the pole in one of his first starts for Ryan Perry Motorsports, another rookie who was phenomenal in his first start. But talking about that Rawson Performance Group team, right, we've talked about now Jay kind of picking up the mantle at Burrell. Gus Lawrence picks that up, something that Ryan Norberg had for a very long time. Now goes to Gus. And first weekend goes well, right? You're able to beat your rookie teammate.
Only one of the 2 days.
Only one of the 2 days.
Because Vanchev spun and got back to him on the second day.
Correct. And now you come back to weekend number 2, right? Round number 3, where the rookie's the one who's better than you. You know, what's kind of going through the mind of a driver like that? 27-year-old. This is his life. This is his career. This is his livelihood, and expecting to lead a program forward.
Yeah, especially coming off the Supernats win, right?
Yeah.
You think that's the crowning moment. I'm here, and all of a sudden there's a rookie driver that challenges you right off of the bat. I think this is going to be a very fascinating teammate battle probably through the rest of the year. It's going to be a storyline. Now, as you mentioned, they are on different career paths, right? Gus is pretty firmly established in this world, and Alex might move on somewhere else. So maybe it's not a long-term battle, but I think why not enjoy it while we have it?
It's a tough spot to be in that camp. You also mentioned too, right? Realistically for Gus, if he's right there and him and Alex are 1-2, doesn't matter so much the order besides pride, because he's doing his job, he's helping develop the young talent, and he's right there at the limit, you know, if they both are as fast as they are. But you know, also in this main event, Sean Butcher, first time in an X30, and who knows how long, first time on a stage with the X30 package, I think ever this big. His mainly background's been strictly Rotax package racing, and then working and wrenching and coaching at a lot of the IAME events. He's out there running ahead of Gus, a little behind Alex, before, unfortunately, mechanical failure takes him out. So Mike Rawson's a smart guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders, obviously. The performance for the team speaks for itself. But Gus even mentioned it in January. This is still kind of trying out, which is weird to hear from a Supernats champ. Now, truthfully, if for some reason he doesn't end up with RPG, I think he's earned himself an opportunity for a lot of teams that he's going to be around for a bit. But that's, I think, equally probably the conversation about it. And then tomorrow is the fun conversation, a teammate versus teammate. So as we wrap up here, Pro X30 standings, I mentioned Gavin Bailiff is really the only one, not really, he is the only one mathematically that can take the fight to Jay Irwin into Sunday. In Pro X30, it's a three-way fight. Oliver Hodgson, his consistency, even today, second again. I mean, he's been no worse than second in all the main events thus far. So he's got the same drop score Jay has, 60 points back, and that's where you hook him and say that's the bar that someone has to be within. Gus Lawrence, he's 50 points out of the lead. So if Gus doesn't end up with the championship or with the pole in qualifying, he'll get at best to tie. He'd still need a perfect day all the way to day's end, and then it would go down to a myriad of tiebreakers. And shifter points here is on screen, right? 60 points, same thing as the cutoff of how far behind someone could be, how much they could improve their score, because Jay Irwin, if he didn't drop one of his 3 rounds, which is what this point tally is, this is his best 2 together. His third, his worst of his 3 is 260 points. It puts him out of reach. Nobody can touch him. So it's only Gavin Bailiff. If Gavin doesn't win the pole, it's not over. It won't technically be clinchable until the pre-final. But if he doesn't win the pre-final and doesn't win the pole, that would potentially put it out of reach from being able to get to J. It'll still be close enough, I think, with the way that field's played out, that we'll see it go to the main, but it's essentially a must-win day tomorrow for Gavin Bailiff and Pro Shifter, and it's essentially a must-win day for Alexander Vanchev and Gus Lawrence and Pro X30 to dethrone Oliver Hodgson, who's in the driver's seat, inverse of his Rotax Winter Trophy here 2 weeks ago. So that's kind of your wrap on how the points are. A lot of must-win scenarios and only 1 or 2 guys involved.
Alrighty, fellas, as we're getting here to the closer to the end, well, weather's obviously coming through at the moment. Tomorrow, that's not going to be the case. And Xander, I'll let you kind of touch upon a little bit of the situation here in Pro X30 as well as Oliver Hodgson leads us with the drop.
Yeah, just like I was mentioning there, right? 60 points out, that's the buffer. So 50 out, Gus Lawrence, if he doesn't get the pull-in quality, the pressure's on to go perfect the rest of the day. If he doesn't, that's it. And for Alex Vanchev, same thing. So it's must-win for both of them. As crazy as that sounds, as good as the runs they had, that's just how consistent Ollie's been. 3 out of 4, that's what it counts. So for everyone watching the Perico Pit Box, as Caleb mentioned, we're going to try and get some cover. We hope all of you do as well. You'll see both race podiums and championship podiums tomorrow night following tomorrow night's post-race show. But for now, this signs us off for Caleb, for David, for Cameron, and the rest of our hard-working production team that have weathered these conditions to bring you the action all day long. It's been a lengthy day for us, but we appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. sharp.
This broadcast is the sole property of Kart Chaser Group, LLC. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the images, audio, or accounts of this event, in whole or in part, without the expressed written consent of Kart Chaser Group, LLC is strictly prohibited. Thanks for watching.